This episode of the Aaron Cohen Show is brought to you by the Cherries Black Tactical T-shirt. This is all I run. Functional, comfortable, looks good, and cut perfectly. 100% cotton. Hit the link down in the description and grab yourself one of these bad boys. Whether you work in law enforcement or the military and want to run it underneath your fatigues, or whether you're running it underneath a flannel like I do, or you just want to run it with a pair of jeans, grab one of these bad boys. Hit the link down in the description and grab yourself the perfect black T-shirt. Breaking news out of Israel, newly declassified details about one of the most daring operations in Mossad's history has just been revealed. This is the story of how Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated in Tehran inside one of the most heavily guarded compounds in Iran. And what you're about to hear, this is no ordinary operation. This was almost derailed by a broken air conditioner, and it exposed cracks in Iran's security like we've never seen before. On this episode, I'm going to break it down. First, I want to set the stage here. Ismail Haniyeh was the political and operational leader of Hamas, directly tied to countless attacks on Israeli civilians. His presence in Tehran was symbolic, a show of Hamas's alliance with Iran's regime in the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. But here's something that you didn't know. This wasn't the Mossad's first chance to take him out. And months earlier, during the May 19th funeral of former Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, Mossad operatives were very close and ready to strike. But they pulled back at the last minute, fearing civilian casualties. That's right. Israel doesn't target civilians. And that decision delayed the mission until late July, when Haniyeh returned from the inauguration of Iran's new president. And so why Tehran? Because targeting him in a fortified IRGC compound in the heart of Iran sends a message. Efshar lagia lekulchem. We can get to every single one of you. Nahna finatollah sa'al bedna, like we say in Arabic. And the Mossad's operatives tracked Haniyeh's movement and pinpointed his routine. It was an incredible, very detailed, precise workup on him. And he always stayed in the same luxurious neighborhood of Tehran. But more importantly, in the exact same room at an IRGC-controlled guest house. And that consistency, that pattern is where he screwed up. And that's what made him vulnerable. So the plan? Plant an explosive device under his bed ahead of his arrival. The bomb, slightly larger than planned, was carefully engineered to ensure Haniyeh's death while minimizing collateral damage. But here's the new information. This is where the operation almost fell apart. This is what Israel just cleared for publication. On the night of the hit, the air conditioner in Haniyeh's room broke. He complained about the heat and even requested a room change. And for a moment, everything hung by a thread. And if he had moved, the entire mission would have been compromised. Thankfully, a technician that was brought in fixed the unit just in time. That's what we're hearing. And at 1:30 a.m., with Haniyeh asleep in his room, the explosive detonated flawlessly. He was killed instantly. The IRGC's rapid response teams arrived within 90 seconds. By then, Mossad's work had already been done. Are you guys interested in Israeli special operations? Were you guys blown away by that incredible pager operation? Grab yourself a signed copy of my best-selling memoir, Brotherhood of Warriors. Hit the link down in the description. I've got a limited amount. It's a memoir of my time as the first American to serve in one of Israel's top special missions unit, the Elite Mistaravim units. This is the unit that dresses up as Arabs and infiltrates undetected to stop terrorists dead in their tracks. Hit the link down in the description. Learn about our training pipeline, how we train, what makes us unique, and how we think, and do it all through an American optic. Hit the link down in the description. Grab yourself a signed copy of my memoir. Trust me, you want to read this book. Now, I want to do a little bit of a deeper tactical dive here. This wasn't just a hit. This was a masterclass in Mossad operational precision and planning. And the Mossad exploited Haniyeh's predictability. Predictability became the weapon, turning his routine into weakness. But what's even more fascinating is the level of paranoia that this operation has created. And that's exactly the point of these operations. Who's ever more scared is losing. And reports suggested that Mossad likely had help from inside Iran, possibly IRGC insiders or even collaborators within Hamas itself. It's not the first time. And this sent shockwaves through both organizations, with leaders scrambling to uncover the potential molds. It's the same thing in my unit. Take this. Quds Force leader Ismail Haniyeh reportedly disappeared from public view for weeks after the assassination. Why? Because the operation made it clear that even Iran's most trusted circles, you can get to every one of you. And I can tell you that from my experience in Israeli special operations, missions like this are about more than firepower. They're about adaptability. Being able to conform to whatever needs to be done. I mean, think about the air conditioner incident. Mossad was cool. They didn't panic. They trusted their training, maintained operational control under pressure. Again, the key here is get it done. Bold, brave, movie headline quality operations, PR driven. That's what the Mossad does better than anybody, because it's the psychological effect that it puts out to the world when it hits the headlines. And here's another key piece that I want to add. This operation wasn't just a tactical win. This is a psychological war. That's what counterterrorism is. And when Haniyeh's deputy, Khalil al-Hayya, saw his remains, or what was left of him, he reportedly collapsed in grief. And that moment alone sends a really chilling message to Hamas leadership. There's nowhere to hide. And that's exactly how we want it. So, let's talk strategy now. What does this mean for the bigger picture for the region? Here's where I'm at with that. For Iran, this was a humiliating failure. The Mossad managed to infiltrate one of their most secure locations and eliminate a high-profile target without detection. Oops. For Hamas, the assassination leaves a leadership vacuum and creates distrust within their ranks. By the way, this isn't the first time we flipped Hamas members. Nobody targets and does acquisitions and flips quite like Israel. They're a master at that craft. And the question's going to continue to be, who helped Mossad? Who was the insider? That kind of paranoia is a weapon in itself. And for Israel, the operation sends a clear message. They're not waiting to defend themselves. We never listened to Biden. We're taking the fight directly to our enemies. There's no passiveness here. You have to maintain active readiness and a state of forward posture. So I want to say this. This one here isn't just about eliminating terrorists. It's about exposing vulnerabilities, shaking up the enemy, and proving that no one is untouchable. And I promise you this one's going to be studied for decades. I'm going to wrap it up with this. If you found this breakdown insightful, do me a favor, share it, subscribe. Help me keep bringing you these no-nonsense stories and deep dive analysis on Israeli special operations. I'm going to come back to this if there's more details that unfold. And I want to thank you guys for watching this one. Aaron Cohen Show is brought to you by the Cherries Deep Concealment Holster. Same holster I trained Keanu on for the John Wick franchise. This thing runs BWB, or below the waistband, which means it's never going to fall off you. And there is zero digging into your gut. Yes, the first appendix inside the waistband holster that's not going to dig into your gut, especially when you're seated. This thing's a multi-fit, fits all double stack 9 and 40 Glocks and a ton of other models. The clip is fully adjustable. The clip runs at the same level as the top of the pistol when it's seated, and that's what makes it drop down below the waistband. Ambidextrous, my lefties, perfect for you. All you got to do is just switch the clip over. Also, this thing has a lightning fast draw with just a little bit of training. Go to the link down in the description. There's a bit of a lead time right now, so this is a pre-order due to demand, but trust me, these things are worth it. Hit the link down in the description. And finally, carry with proper concealment and comfort. I'm Aaron Cohen. You're watching The Aaron Cohen Show, and I will catch you guys soon on the next one.